We are live. Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday and day 21. Woo, excuse me, of my 90 days to payout challenge. And we got 2 minutes until market open at 9:30. And yeah, I'm curious to see if we get a seek and destroy day. I have a couple of clues kind of making me think that that might be possible. So we'll see. We'll see. Means just got to be on my toes. Let's check out and see what's going on. So locally here on the 1 minute chart, I'm seeing, we have trend line liquidity on the buy side and on the sell side. We're here, the blue line is midnight opening price. And I see we swept the London high. So kind of making me feel a little bit like we're going to head down here for London low. Got some nice equal lows down in here. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm mixed on my bias. I have reasons to be bullish. I have reasons to be bearish. So I'm kind of just playing things out, letting things play out, see what they do. If it hits a level I'm interested in, then it's a level I can do business at. Kind of looking at the chart here, curious. This could end up being my breaker even for a long. It hasn't swept this liquidity. It hasn't taken these equals. I could also see it going bullish from here at open, because I'm on the wrong screen for you all, but I'm looking at this inverted fair value gap and curious if it's going to maintain support or fail. But there's these equal lows right down in here that kind of got me feeling like it's going to want to probably push down and take them first. But we'll go back to this chart here. All right, 9:30 is opening, sweeping liquidity down here first. So that was exactly what I wanted to see for being interested in a long. Thankfully, I don't have to make the decision up in here now. So for me, tapping down into this level, I like it. London lows taken, is equal high, lows are taken. The previous week's equilibrium. So, it's possible this is a good spot for a response. We'll just have to let a few more candles print, because this is a huge candle. And gosh, 200 tick 1 minute candle. So that's not going to be great for a setup. Let's see. I need to turn off some of these settings here. I like this indicator. ICT kill zone and pivots only marks out my sessions. Just draws them for me quickly so I can see, like, here's the London low right there. I already have that marked. I don't have to think about it. So I'm imagining we're going to get some kind of gap right in here. 27 seconds till this candle closes. So just kind of thinking ahead. So all that liquidity is taken, still leaving all this liquidity up in here. See what the other indices are doing. Oh, what's going on, Chris Polster? How are you, my brother? You take your pre-market trade yet? Already? All right, so bullish SMT is printing with YM right here. Question is this an area I'm interested in? It is. London high to London low, right on, man. I saw it was like an 820, something like that. Yeah, 820. There, little candle. Beautiful setup. I feel like that keeps happening pre-market. Oh, I'm not paying attention. You did 8:45 entry on the 3-minute. Beauty. So you got your 2R, probably. And I'm checking this out, seeing what this would look like. Bit of room. So every free contract will be $40. So what do we got? 933. Random. I know, right? It's just so random that it just repeats. There's something to it, isn't there? That candle isn't closing very strongly. Oops. Zoom in over here, tapped into this. So here, this 4-hour candle took both the high and low of this 2 a.m. candle. Tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap, this 1-hour fair value gap, new day opening gap, took that liquidity. Like, it's worth a shot. It also could be the high of the day. The London high of the day, that's possible. As we are at the little past the 50% retracement level. See what it does. Going to wait for 10 a.m. news and see what happens, but I'm done. Yeah, there's the, which one was it? The ISM PMI. Typically isn't one that is too nasty, and it tends to just keep pushing price. So yeah, I'm interested in a trade like right now, and if not, if I don't get my setup, same thing. I'm gonna wait probably until the 10 a.m. news and see if it's perfect. Unless it's perfect right before. Yeah, going back to the 1 minute. So it's not wanting to close above this. I'm assuming continuation lower. And or seek and destroy, because we have the Asia high and the Asia low is taken in London. And that's a 60% chance of seek and destroy roughly. So we'll see what the New York session brings. Oh, now it's making me make a decision. Look at that nice bullish candle. It's going to close above there. Then I got to make a decision, don't I? I'm not opposed to a trade in the next couple minutes. I don't like how this is forming down in here, though. Wonder why my line for news isn't drawing. Usually this draws the lines. 10 a.m. ISM PMI news, and it's not showing it. Okay, now it completely Okay, now it's all different. Oh, interesting. Must have updated because now it removes the line if I remove the table. I'll have to mess with this later. No point in messing with that now, but it normally draws my vertical lines for news. Should be. I'll just add one for my own reference. That 10 a.m. news. All right, so what do we got going on here? Little volume imbalance right down in there. All right, looks like it wants to close above. meeting all of my criteria. So I guess that means it's a go. All right. So here would be 2R for that session high up there. All right, so let's go. So I took this inversion here, turning into a breaker so far. We'll see. Let's go. We have some nice distribution here in these candles. Here is some trend line liquidity to target. Previous session high is up there. I can front run it to get my 2R even, which is really sweet. So let's see what happens here. This candle's coming against me pretty aggressively, making this retest. But I also like how this doesn't have a tail up here. This candle. Little tiny volume imbalance right in here. Bunch of relative equal highs. The only thing I'm wondering is if my stop is tucked a little too tight. So let me see here. I'm okay with giving that a little bit of breathing room. Let's see what happens here. It could totally stall and peter before the news. That's possible too. Early enough that I was okay to give it a shot. I think that the news might push it up into my TP. If that's the case, if it just kind of starts to float sideways. So we shall see. Go though. Coming down, pushing down a little bit. Okay, it's retesting this breaker. What I want to see, nice close above this fair value gap. Tailless candle, I like that being there. Helps me have a little bit of confidence, but set it and forget it, I guess. Only downsides I see to this trade, there's a little bit of trend line liquidity built down in here and this volume imbalance. I'm going to run off of what I've been doing, what my data says, which I shouldn't. I'm either, if it comes down in here, I'm wrong. So I'm just assuming that to be the case, that I'll give it just a titch of wiggle room to come below this gap, but probably I'm wrong if it comes down in there. So coming down, retesting this inversion. See if those black candles are coming to get me. But it's all right. Version for gap. You know, reminding myself that when you place the stop loss, so just wanted to remind myself that when you place the stop loss, you're just assuming that the money has left your account as a business expense. Like, I accept that, cool, this is the amount I'm willing to expense on my business today at the moment, and assuming it's left, because I don't know if it's going to return this or not. So I've really appreciated that perspective on trading. versus it feels a lot more like gambling when you kind of have this split view of, oh, it might win, it might lose, it might win, it might lose. And it really does create some, for me, some like turmoil inside. And I don't like that. So the idea that if I can just accept that I've already spent the money, and I'm, another way to put it, which I don't like as much, but you could also sit there and say, I'm ready to lose. I don't like the idea of losing and winning so much. So when it's put as a business expense, like this is business. That's what we're doing here. We're not gambling. We're not trying to win and lose. We're trying to do business here. So I've really enjoyed that perspective shift. All right, so going a little bit sideways, a little bit up, kind of like I was saying it might do. We weren't close enough to news that I was totally anticipating that to happen. So we'll see. Had this nice little impulsive move and pushing higher. Right above the previous day high. Right, we reclaimed a midnight open. So we'll see. I could see it coming down into this fair value gap and then going further, but could be wrong. Potential bearish consecutive candle bearish SMT is forming. Noting that. One other thing I do is I have a silver dollar sitting on my desk, a few little fidgeters, and when I get into a trade, I pick up the silver dollar and I just flip it, just reminding myself that I can't predict the outcome of this trade. It's a total coin toss. And that helps me stay calm and stay centered and not get worried as much about losing it and not get as hopeful about winning it, just staying neutral. Because if we stay neutral, that's when we make our best decisions. The one thing I'm doing a little differently today is I'm not going to partial. I'm noticing in my system it just tends to deliver 3R. I tend to partial early, and then I turn a 2R trade into like a 1.2R trade. So that was one of the other things that my data had said recently I needed to do, was to stop taking profits. And unless it didn't make sense, like obviously I don't want to hold past a major swing, but some of these internal swings here, to just hold through them. All right, so price is coming up down in like this. It ain't gonna come below this fair value gap. If it does, I'm totally wrong. It can come tap down into this breaker, can tap down into this inversion here, but it should not come back down into here. Price pushing high, nice and high. It's touched about 3/4 of the way to my target. That's where I'm allowed to go break even on the trade. So we're up, we're in the money. Possible that that's the stop hunt. I really don't feel like it should come down into this zone. It can tap into here. If it comes down in here, it's creating a market structure shift, and either it's going to be seek and destroy and I want out, or I'm just flat out wrong. This is the Judas, and I don't want that at all. So here, I'm going to anticipate this fair value gap. Love for it to just stay there like that. That means I'm on sides. Price can come tap down into it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling like taking profits. It's interesting. And that's not a 2R trade, but to me, I'm like, I'm happy, right? And that's so interesting. That's the psychology behind it, where, you know, I was totally willing to give up 150. I'm happy that it's at 190 or 200, and I'm interested, like, oh, maybe I should close it and not be greedy. But that's the psychology part, where my mind is wanting to take profits sooner than it's willing to give them back, right? So price, in my opinion, it should hit here before it goes anywhere else. I'm allowed to go break even on my trade if I want, because we're almost there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have zero risk in the trade. So right now I'm practicing discipline. holding myself accountable to waiting for 2R, which is something I've had a real hard time doing. And price is not coming back down in here. Cool, so that paid off. I'm all about that. So that was my that was one of my goals for this week, was holding for the full 2R. And the first trade paid off. So that feels really cool. Like, you can't predict what's going to happen. And for all I know, I was going to go on a losing streak this week and have no ability to practice holding for 2R. But the market decided that it wanted to give me the opportunity to practice my improvement for the week. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. And I wonder why I drew that line there. Oh, that's the London high, right? I wanted a TP early, so TP before this, because this could be turned into an SMT, right? Where ES or YM takes this high, ES or YM takes this high, and NQ does not, and then it reverses there, which I'm gonna laugh to some extent if I took TP to that tick. Probably not. It's probably gonna keep pushing. But even that right there made me happy right there. What's up, Sigurd? Nice trade. Thanks, buddy. I had my limit order on that 937 fair value gap, one tick away from your entry. Oh, you had the 937 fair value gap? Let's see. Okay. Oh, this one right there, right? My inversion was your fair value gap. Let's check it out. Right here, yeah? And the limit order didn't, oh man. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I've gone back and forth between using limit orders and using market orders. And that's the exact reason why. I feel like sometimes the market's in the mood to retrace nice and deep, and then it always fills your limit order. And then other times the market just wants to move, right? And so anyways, yeah, I get it. But, you know, you called it right, man. And that's something to be proud of and excited for just as well. Thanks, Chris Postal. Yeah, man, brother, we're working on this stuff together. We're in this together, aren't we? So yeah, that's for me, I guess. I'm done, and it's 10 minutes before news, so I'll take that. And I think one of the things I'm going to do for today is I'm going to close down my stream nice and early here, and I'm going to take advantage of the early win and go get in my breakfast. I don't have steak and eggs like you, Chris, unfortunately. I just go eat a giant pile of eggs. And sometimes my wife makes this like gluten-free, high-protein like French toast or pancakes, and I chow down on those too. So yeah, friends, I'll catch you all either in Discord or in Twitter or in somewhere, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care, friends. Yeah, touch grass for sure.